Hey, good looking. It's here. It's finally here. The moment we've been waiting for. Coastal Scents Hot Pots are on sale for 99 cents a hot pot. I'm too excited for this. I am putting together today for you guys 3 color stories inspired by Natasha Denona, and I'm putting them all in one brand, Coastal Scents Hot Pots, and putting the color story together for you guys because I own every single one except for I think 1 or 2 hot pots. And then a few of them they did actually, sorry, I'm getting a message on my phone. I'm not really this rude in real life. I am rude in real life like this. But anyways, so I decided to put together these color stories for you guys inspired from palettes like that. So today I'm going to be putting together for you a Coastal Scents Hot Pot bundle that is inspired by Natasha Denona's bronze palette. I got asked to do the bronze palette by one of my subscribers. And I was like, oh yeah, of course. And she asked me if I could do it with Coastal Scents Hot Pots. And of course I will do it with Coastal Scents Hot Pots. Now, the thing to note is I have over 40 shadows that are in my browns collection to choose from. And then I also have like the peach browns, the yellow browns, the purple browns, the red browns, and so on and so forth. So I've got the 40 actual dedicated brown shadows. And then I've also got the other browns that have like the peach undertones, and so then I put them in the orange category. But the thing to remember is this is only one brand that I have to choose from, so I'm not necessarily going to be able to get exactly that shade duped, like shade, hue, undertone, finish. There may be a little bit of squinting we need to do, so just keep that in mind when you guys are watching this video. But I'm duping the bronze palette. I am also going to do the sunrise palette for you, and then for fun I wanted to show off a little bit of fun flirtiness that the Coastal Scents Hot Pots have to offer by doing the Natasha Denona Love palette. I feel like the Natasha Denona Love palette is definitely a palette that people aspire to own, but they're just not going to pull the trigger because they don't see themselves using the palette enough to justify that $65 point. And so I'm going to put together the 15 shadows that I feel really dupe that vibe, if you will. And then that way you guys can have a $15 alternative. And who knows, maybe you decide that you absolutely love this color story and that this $15 was definitely what you needed to spend your money on to either A, fulfill that vibe, or it might be what pushes you over to be like, yes, I really love and admire this color story and it really looks good on me and it's everything I wanted, and I will go ahead and go out and buy the Natasha Denona Love palette. So without any further ado, I hope you guys have fun and enjoy this, but I'm going to put together for you guys a dupe palette using only Coastal Scents. The first one that we're doing is the Natasha Denona Bronze palette, and I'm just going to go ahead and put a picture, so I won't be using any more of my hands here. I'm putting on a picture here of the palette that I put together using all the bronzes, the copper shades, the browns, the nudes that come featured in the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. And I found a lot of Coastal Scents shadows actually mimic the finish, the one-dimensional shimmer finish that Natasha Denona uses in her palettes. It's that sophistication that we're mimicking here. So we've got some golden shades as well, and I found some, close alternatives for that. I'm not sure that, you would look at some of these shadows and be like, oh, that's definitely a direct hit right there. You just sunk my battleship. I'm, my wish has been fulfilled. But I will say that center shade in the middle, Alloy, I've watched a dupe video between the Alter Ego and the Natasha Denona Bronze, and it's a very, very seductive, very sweet, romantic shade. It's kind of like a duochrome, but it's in a very sophisticated manner. I don't know that I have any Coastal Scents Hot Pots that really dupe that vibe. So again, just take into consideration, we're duping the vibe here, folks. We are not, we're not like finding shade for shade. Like, if you want that, I would suggest the Alter Ego. But if you're looking to dive into singles shadows and you want a cohesive story, then definitely check out the description bar for the names of the shadows that I'm using here. The next shadow palette that I am putting in is the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. And I thought this was a really good one because, again, it is a little bit more of a vibrant, colorful story. It still does have some pops of neutrals, and the shimmers, again, are a little bit flatter, a little bit more one-dimensional, a little bit more on the sophisticated, romantic side of just, you know, kind of like you can almost shear them out and use like a one-and-done type of shadow with many of hers, I feel like. And so I also feel like the Coastal Scents shadows, because they're so affordable, also do the same thing. And so I thought this would be an awesome way to just kind of, you know, give you guys cheaper alternatives. People who aren't as likely to be able to spend the money on a Natasha Denona palette might find this video helpful. And if you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I put out content weekly centered around single eyeshadows, makeup brushes that aren't Morphe, and soon enough there will be some sunscreens out as well. So let's keep going. The mattes in this particular palette I feel like really are standout, and they're very beautiful, and they're just gorgeous. You know, the yellows and the really like magenta and orange and that marigold shade on the bottom row. I think those are really beautiful colors. So if the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette captures your eyes, then take a look at this picture here of the Coastal Scents eyeshadow hot pots that I put together that are on sale for 99 cents currently right now. First day is, you know, maybe yesterday. I don't know when I'm gonna get this up, but okay. Lastly, I have the Natasha Denona Love palette. I wanted to play up the color a little bit, and I was also duping another palette that I'm planning to give away, so you'll see that in a video coming soon, hopefully. And I was finding that a lot of the pinks and purples from the Coastal Scents hot pots were actually really good replacement shades for this palette that I'm giving away, right? So, and they were all pinks and purples, and I was like, what better palette to, you know, to dupe the vibes of than the Natasha Denona Love palette. So here is my rendition of the Natasha Denona Love palette, and in here I think you would probably agree with me that some of the shades aren't going to be as vibrant, and she does play around a little bit with her textures of her shimmers a little bit more. We're starting to see them come to life and kind of get those orbitals, so they're more dynamic and more transformative on the eyelid. Whereas, again, like I said, Coastal Scents, really their formula doesn't change throughout their hot pots or their color schemes, and so most of their shadows do kind of remain a little bit flatter, a little bit more shimmery, more elegant, sophisticated. So giving you guys some swatches as well. Make sure you check those out. If you're interested in any of these color stories, run on over to Coastal Scents website, and you guys can get yourself these hot pots for $15, and then you guys can have a wonderful color story to choose from, and there you have it. You'll be happy. You guys can thank me later. Thanks so much for watching this. If you found this content valuable, make sure you subscribe. If I'm your vibe, make sure you subscribe. Can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.